30.
Stand by. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is an regional weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
Good evening, I'm Chris Monticelli.
Oh, that.
To bring you update on weather conditions in West Michigan, the ice is piling up, creating a dangerous situation out on the roads. Many schools have already canceled for tomorrow, including Muskegon, Kalamazoo, Grand Haven, and Lowell. We have a list at the bottom of your screen, and just about an hour ago, Kent County announcing it is closing all non-essential services on Thursday, including county offices and other facilities. And let me show you a look at Consumers Energy Foundation. Thousands are without electricity tonight, with an additional 50,000 new outages just in the last hour alone. As you can see, many of them are south and east of the city of Grand Rapids, and that could change very quickly. This is a live look right now at I-96 near US 131 in Raleigh. Conditions on the roads terrible right now, but many people have heeded the warnings and are now finally staying off the roads. We want to get right to Michael. Michael, it's been a mess. Any relief in sight? When is this thing going to be over?
You know, we are starting to get toward the back half of this system, Kirk, but we still have a couple hours here where we're going to see some of those higher impact freezing rain, sleet, and snowfall accumulations. But as we work our way into the early AM hours of Thursday, things will start to lighten up. The roads across West Michigan, though, here on 196 in the Grand Rapids area, pretty sleet covered at this hour, ice covered as well. The same as we head over toward the Muskegon cameras, you can see a nice layer of sleet and snow covering the roadways at this hour. When it comes to what we're looking at on the radar right now, lots of snow from 96 to the north. But as you get into Kent County and Ottawa County, that's where the sleet is falling heaviest at this hour. Sleet and freezing rain stretching down through portions of Ottawa County into Allegan, Barrie, and down toward Kalamazoo County. And then you start to transition into rain as you get to the south of I-94. This is all part of that bigger weather system that's been impacting us throughout the day today and will continue to do so as we head into tonight. That's where we see winter weather alerts that will remain in place till 4 a.m. for the majority of the region. Oceano-Newego and Mecosta County under alerts until 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's because you guys will have additional snowfall and possibly some wintry mix that will continue deeper into the day on Thursday. We're keeping a close eye on temperatures as well. The reading in Holland pretty suspect, but we are getting above freezing down in South Haven and Kalamazoo. That could be some good news out there for some of those areas that have been hard hit with the ice impacts over the last several hours. The winds out there, what we're also watching, because those winds can certainly lead to higher impacts for power outages in the next several hours, gusting to 31 in Grand Rapids, 31 in Muskegon, and 31 in Holland or Ionia as well. Wintry mix chances continue heaviest through the next couple of hours, then starting to let up in the overnight hours. We will see a little bit of mix early tomorrow, but again, those impacts as we head into your Thursday, mostly going to be felt north of 96. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast showing things wrapping up as we head toward 1 and 2 a.m. into the early hours of Thursday. But again, that's still about 3-4 hours from now. As we work our way through Thursday morning, you can see snow and wintry mix chances do continue for our northern zones, but even those start to break down as we head toward tomorrow afternoon. Kirk, of course, we are going to be tracking this all evening long here at 13 on your side, making sure you stay up to date with the latest at home.
Okay, Michael, thank you. If you take any photos or video of this ice storm, we would like to see them. We've made it easy for you. Send them to us on Facebook or email to news@13onyourside.com, or you can also text them to us at 616-559-1310. Once again, we're getting some school closings for tomorrow. They're at the bottom of your screen. You can see a full list on our website, 13onyourside.com. We will continue to track this storm and see you back here in just about an hour. And we have complete team coverage tonight at 11 on 13 on your side. Late night and meteorologist Michael Behrens will have continuing coverage in just a few moments for those on our streaming app, 13 Plus, and on our Facebook and YouTube channel. But for those of you watching on television, we send you back now
Hey there, West Michigan meteorologist Michael Behrens continuing our coverage here for those of you watching on 13 Plus and on our YouTube channel as well. It has been a pretty impactful evening of weather across West Michigan. We're going to see those impacts continue, of course, for the next several hours here in West Michigan as well, with some of the heaviest impacts being felt mostly to the 94 and south region. Look at the power outages at this hour. We're closing in on 150,000 power outages across portions of West Michigan. Those power outages heaviest again in our southern counties. Kalamazoo County approaching 31,000 plus power outages. Calhoun 15,000 plus power outages. Van Buren County 4,600, but of course that's just on the consumer network, as Consumers Energy only covers a portion of Van Buren County. We're going to see those outages likely creep up in the coming hours as the wind continues to be a factor here this evening, and we could see additional ice accretion in the next several hours as well. The other thing we've been watching is the sleet that's been falling for a good chunk of West Michigan. That includes most of the Kent County. You can see the cameras around I-196 showing a lot of sleet piling up on the roadways at this hour. Sleet accumulations, of course, making travel tricky around the region, better than the straight ice, though, from freezing rain. The sleet accumulation also over in Muskegon, where we're seeing that ice pile up along US 31 on the lake shore. Lots of roads covered in the sleet here at this hour. Now, the radar out there shows where the line between wintry weather and wintry mix is out there. We're seeing the snow in Muskegon County up to Oceana, Newaygo, portions of Mecosta and Montcalm counties also dealing with that snowfall at this hour. And then as we look in closer to us here in Kent County, it's mostly a mix of the sleet and freezing rain that we're dealing with, mostly toward the sleet being picked up on radar right now. The same in Ottawa County, mixing with a little bit of rain as you get toward Highland down into Allegan County, and then more toward the freezing rain side as you get down toward 94 in Kalamazoo County and into Battle Creek. Their temperatures, of course, very much on the line of freezing at this hour. Now, the big part of the system here shows the heaviest moisture now pushing into Ohio, with that axis of northerly flow, or southerly flow, I should say, coming more toward Detroit. So the moisture that's going to be impacting our region, not as intense as it was earlier in the day, but it's still going to be enough to bring wintry impacts to the next several hours. Winter storm warnings continue at this hour for the entirety of the counties in the pink. The dark purple is ice storm warnings. It'll be in effect till 4 a.m. heading into Thursday morning for Allegan, Berry, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and Calhoun counties. The winter storm warnings for Oceana, Newaygo, and Mecosta will last a little bit longer. That goes till 1 p.m. Thursday afternoon, as impacts are likely to be felt deeper into the day tomorrow for you guys further to the north, as opposed to areas 96 and south, which should wrap up in the early morning hours of Thursday. Now, the temperature is really going to depend on how well we can recover for tomorrow. We are expected to go above freezing for a good chunk of the region, but as far as tonight goes, it's going to delineate who gets the snow and who gets the mix. We're sitting at 29 in Grand Rapids. We're mostly on that sleet side right now. Down in Kalamazoo, a little bit warmer, 34. They've been seeing more of the freezing rain and ice in our southern regions. The concern with where the ice has piled up, though, is going to be what the wind does to that, especially with power lines. We've seen especially Hillsdale County have quite a lot of power outages. In fact, the majority of that county in the dark at this hour, with that wind and freezing rain combining to just create prolific power outages across the region. We're going to continue to watch the wind as we head through tonight, with winds expected to remain quite breezy to gusty. Winds sustained easily in that 10 to 20 mile per hour range, with those gusts in excess of 20 miles per hour as we head through this evening and into tomorrow. When it comes to temperatures, we're going to stay below freezing tonight here in Grand Rapids, but again tomorrow we will boost above freezing in the afternoon. That should help to melt some of the snowfall that we've seen come down across the region through the day today and again into this evening. As far as what we're looking at when it comes to the model forecast here going forward through tonight, the heaviest sleet and freezing rain mix will be between now and about midnight. Once we get past midnight, those chances start to dissipate across the region and become much lighter in nature. That'll be some good news heading toward tomorrow morning, but I still think that morning commute tomorrow is going to be pretty tricky across the region. And we've already seen school closings coming to us here at 13 on your side. Snow chances continue in the northern zones, possibly some wintry mix as well, before things start to completely wrap up as we head through the day on Thursday. And while temperatures will be mild Thursday afternoon, we are going to see crashing temperatures as we go into Friday, with things dropping well below freezing. When it comes to additional snowfall that we could see across West Michigan out of this system, most of the accumulation is going to be north of 96, where that could be another 1 to maybe 3 inches of snowfall in those northern zones. So that is going to be your primary threat. Even once some of the milder air makes it toward you guys, the wintry mix and freezing rain potential not going to be as much of a concern for those northern areas. When it comes to ice accumulation over the next several hours, we're really past the biggest threat for icing, but we could still pick up another 0.1 to 0.2 inches, and you combine that with the wind, and that would still certainly be a problem for areas out there across West Michigan in terms of power outage and just messy travel across the region through tonight and into the early part of tomorrow. So this is what we're all going to be watching here for the next several hours across West Michigan, and of course keeping you up to date on the very latest throughout the evening. If you're watching our television feed, we'll have more updates coming up for you roughly about 10 o'clock, and then again at 11 o'clock tonight, where we'll see continuing coverage here at 13 on your side. And then meteorologist Blake Hansen and Samantha Jacks will be back tomorrow morning. They'll be keeping you up to date then as well. And of course, we'll be keeping you up to date pretty much all evening long here at 13 on your side, so long as we need to be bringing you those coverage and that updates for you across the region. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to our usual digital programming. If you're watching on 13 Plus, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, that will be the end of our stream for now. But again, we have more updates coming up for you at about 10 o'clock tonight on air, and then on air and on our streaming platform at 11 o'clock tonight, 13 on your side. Late night, we'll have the latest on impacts from all across West Michigan. For now, thanks for watching. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens, and we'll go back to our regularly scheduled stream.
Weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.